we're going to be doing two very different things today, in the morning and in the afternoon. In the morning, the aim between now and 12:30 is to do at least a second iteration of the two stages of the design. I know that some of the teams started at 40 years and went back to 20, some started at 20 and went back to 40. It's immaterial to me which way you go. Different strategies end up different. What is important this time is that there are a couple of things that are important. One is, every team has to have at least something for every system. You can't say, I don't care, they can do whatever they want. And ideally, what you're doing for the systems that are low in your priority is something that's either to your actual benefit or your political benefit. For example, the developer teams. They ought to be doing something that they take advantage of, or at least be able to say to the environmental teams, we'll support you on that. Why don't you support us on ours? Okay, because that's going to happen this afternoon. So you have to have something going on in each system. Now, why? There's no real reason except to make you think about the other systems and ask yourself what's in your interest. Second thing, try to get as close to the numbers of Tim's projections as you can. We do not expect perfection. It is, again, more important to have the second stage designs than it is to have the numbers exact. So the famous phrase for PhD students, a good PhD thesis is a completed thesis. Same thing applies to design. All right? A finished design is a good design. Now, the third thing that's important is that Rishi's software can be run in two different modes. One mode is competitive, meaning Rishi is the administrator. He can set this up so that no team can see another team's work. And no projects or policies get shared from one team to another team. We have chosen wisely to run this in open mode, which means every team can see every team's other projects and borrow them. They're not private property. And you can look at each other's designs. This time, in the second stage, I encourage you to look at the other team's designs. And if a team has done a better job than you for something that you think is in your interest, go to them, ask them what numbers they used of diagrams and policies, throw yours away, take theirs, and introduce their ideas into your design, and vice versa. Yeah?
Can we then put the numbers and their rules back up on the screen so I know what we're looking at? Thank you.
So, one of the characteristics of open mode is borrowing. Right? Now, this afternoon, each team should expect to make a 5-minute presentation. And the 5-minute presentation should be something like, this is who we are, this is what we're trying to accomplish, this is what we did by 2040 or 2021st, this is what we did by 2040, by 40 years or 20 years second, and we want to thank the team over there for letting us use their open space plan. You show us the two designs in the way that you made them, and only the final version that you think is best. We don't care how you got there. What we care is what you're proposing. So we're not interested, typically with undergraduate design students, you talk to them about how their design evolved. This is not that. This is, what do you think the place should do? Get right to the point. No nonsense. Okay? And short. Now, in the afternoon, we're going to go through 4 different ways of deciding what to do. And the answers to the 4 different ways are frequently quite different. So there's no real basic way. There are different strategies. In one of those strategies, we're going to ask each team to evaluate every other person's team, the other teams, to say, to what extent do we think we can negotiate with them and make one design? And then we're going to go through that exercise. We're going to go through a negotiation exercise to see, well, maybe we'll take your housing high density from over here, and you take that one away, and we'll get you to use ours over here, but we'll take your commercial plan or your road plan, and you see if you can do it. And if you can do it, maybe we'll negotiate toward one design. Another method is, let's have a competition. Who has the least impacts? Another one is, which diagrams got used by the most teams? And let's make a team designer. In other words, there are different strategies. We're going to go through all of them. We're not going to say this is the answer. We're going to say there are possible 4 answers, possible 3, possible 2, but also possibly 1. And then what we're going to do is try to draw conclusions from the exercise. For example, do the current regulations stand up for 4 years? And if 6 teams say we can't do that at low density, that's an interesting thing. Some say you can, let's see. And et cetera. And then if we have time left over, we'll have time for questions. But we're going to get out of here at 6 o'clock.